What's up, Facebook? What's up, Instagram? So, today we are going to be talking about a topic which is actually something we actually thought of doing because today it's all about like on Monday we spoke about mindset, like how pre planning work and how pre planning is important. So, Instagram did not go on live, but we did the live on Facebook mainly. So, you can actually watch it there, like the live we did. So today we have Ashan again. So how are you, Ashan? Like how was your day and how's everything? So you can talk about it again because you spoke to Instagram, but like
Yeah,
you can actually talk to Facebook as well.
it's pretty good. I'll give you a summarized version. Life is
Yeah.
good. Good to be back in the gym and getting ready to compete after 2 years. So it's good, feels great and feeling motivated. Though motivation doesn't, stay with you all the time. Okay.
Yes.
So with that awareness, I'm just trying to move forward and actually pretty excited for the new year
Yeah.
because mainly because of competitions.
Yes. And speaking of New Year, one thing like we have like always experienced like in November is the fact that like people always say this thing. Like we've heard this a lot, but our clients don't do that a lot. That's actually one good thing about our clients. But the thing is like they usually say like, oh, I can't wait to start my fitness journey till I start the new year till the new year, like till in 2022. So you, if you want to like become your best version, it starts right now, not tomorrow, not in 2 months' time. Even if you are like having a busy schedule, like let's say for example, if you are like a person who's, let's say for example, you're over 100 kilos and you need to start right now. Like if you are like overweight, if you are unhealthy right now, if you have like issues in your health, you need to start right now. If you have done checkups, if it says like some things are high, it actually is a point where you need to start right now. That's one thing I want to say because most people do this mistake of saying, "Oh, I have a busy schedule for the next 2 months, so I will start in December, in January." So January comes, things get busier, you get like more busier, and you will actually eventually forget about it. This happens a lot. So you need to stop doing that. So that's something you must understand. So if you are having like health issues or something, like you must start right now. So that's the most important thing I must tell you because good habits is something you need to not start later on in your life. You need to
Yeah.
start now in order to be better because we spoke to like so many clients. Like one of the things they have is like the neck issue. So because of the work they do, like some people are like on the desk all the time and they're like this and they get headaches. So we have actually spoken about it before. And so anyway, like today's topic is about extreme deficits. Why isn't it the best method in your fat loss journey? So number one thing we believe is the fact that like when it comes to fitness journey, one of the things we believe is like we need to focus on the lifestyle aspect of the journey, not just losing the weight you need to lose within the given period of time. 12 weeks, you lose 20 kilos, and then you can go back to your old lifestyle. No, that's not the way it works. Once you actually are in a program for 12 weeks, it's about like transforming that and doing it by yourself. Because last time when we came live, we spoke about two clients who's actually one of them was Harry and the other one was Sabri, and both of them was from Sri Lanka. And if you saw our stories, you saw another guy. Like he's actually under 30, and he's Heshan, and he's actually a monster. So he's a massive monster, and he was with us for a year period, and he's still doing the same things. Like that's one of the things he actually mentioned. So we are really proud of the fact that like he actually is still in shape. Like he's pretty ripped, and I'm pretty sure like he can actually compete later on. So that's one other thing I can actually say. I'm saying that live because he can definitely, like, definitely for sure compete. So those are the things I must say, like with regards to transformation. So main thing people do, biggest mistakes people do. I am guilty for that. Like Ashan is guilty for that. We have done these mistakes in our 20s, like in our teenage years and all these things. But what we learned like as we grew older was with maturity was the fact that that's not the way it works. It's not extreme methods where you starve, where you hate yourself, where you lose energy is not the right way to go in your fat loss journey. So if you've been like in our transformation program like for the past few months, like you probably know that by now is like extreme measures isn't the way to go, because most of the time people actually say like there's a lot of food. Yes, there's a lot of food, because you need to aim that much in order to lose weight, because you can't actually be lethargic in your fitness journey. You need to have energy. So cutting down things like because one of the mistakes people do is like when there's fats in their meal plan or something, they actually cut it out. That's actually one big mistake they do. They count the calories, they count like fats like oil, um, creates massive like changes, because it creates the most amazing recipes if you become creative in the
Yep.
kitchen, especially for the females right here. Like I must say, like for all these clients, we have some powerful women like who's coming up transforming, because you saw one of them yesterday. She was amazing. She was from Italy, and like she did like 10 weeks of it like was home workouts, and the only the last 2 weeks of her transformation were done in the gym. And she did like, because one thing like what I realized when we had the initial chat was the fact that it was not about going through extreme like starvation or anything which required her to transform. It was just the lifestyle aspect, because when she mentioned that she was working in a restaurant, like what I realized was like in my 20s, I worked in a restaurant, I was washing dishes, I know how that it's like to work 10 to 12 hours walking around. It's not an easy thing to do. And I went to the gym after that. And most of the time, you can't expect that because people are not as crazy as I am to go to the gym. Uh, because I have a different goal, but you can't expect the same commitment from another person because individual goals are different from one another. So that's one thing you must we know as coaches, because that's one thing we actually do um, with any transformation. So Sachin, like thanks for the comment. Like yes, still with you guys. We are hoping to see you soon, and I hope we love your videos. By the way, it's really fun. And Sachin is actually like
Oh,
messaging us on Instagram. So anyway, like regarding the topic, we are going to be talking about why we don't use extreme measures when it comes to transformation. Is because like I said, it's about the lifestyle factors which actually matters when it comes to transformation. Nothing else. You need to change your lifestyle. So when you transform yourself to be a healthy and fit version, it's not about, like I said, losing like 10 kilos, 20 kilos, 30 kilos within that given period. It's about how you do afterwards. If you saw Harry, if you when you see Sabri, you will realize that. And when you saw Hishan, you probably know the fact that he's actually still there. And we have few more people like that. And I'm pretty sure all the female clients which who are with us, they are actually learning the most amazing recipes, and they are actually pushing really hard. Like we love the consistency of you guys, and we love the fact that you guys keeps uh, engaging with us like on a regular basis through WhatsApp or wherever the hell it is, and posting your creative meals, and that actually makes us feel better, right, Ashan? So that's something we can actually talk about. Right? Yeah.
yes.
So speaking of that, so like I said, it's about like how you maintain the weight you lose afterwards. Like once you reach your goal, is what matters. So when you are on extreme deficits, three things can happen. Ashan probably have experienced that. One, we struggle, and you end up hating yourself, and energy will be low. So if that's the point of like going through the number one rule in my book in a fat loss journey or a fitness journey is the fact that you must enjoy the process. If you don't enjoy the process, there's not going to be any I don't believe that's going to be effective. It needs to be enjoyed, because you only live one life. You can't suffer all the time. You got to make sure you enjoy the process. So each phase of transformation is different. So let's say you've been a person who's 100 kilos, and your body weight is supposed to be 70. And once you reach, let's say 80 or 75 or something like that, you can't use the same method to go from 80 to 70. If that's the place where you're going to get, let's say hypothetically you are reaching six pack at 70, you can't use the same method what you use for 80, between 80 to 70. So these mistakes, we have done it, and we have seen getting like messed up a lot. So what you need to understand is this: when you have a lot to lose or a lot of fat to lose, um, being on a deficit for a longer period of time is okay. But when you have less to lose, let's say like it's the tiny bit of fat you have, tiny bit of stuff you have, you can't be on a deficit for a longer period of time, because you need to make sure be on maintenance and go back to your deficit. So what you must do is this, like if you do want to know the two methods we actually discussed about in the 4-day challenge which we did last week, you can actually DM me and I will actually explain to you the two methods we use. So one of them would be the Hail Mary method and the other one would be the jab method. So um, you can actually like message me that and I'll actually explain that to you. So then you'll probably understand how to go, because it's about finding your goal weight you need to be at and then managing calories according to that. And because what we recommend to everybody is the fact that you can actually, if you are struggling, there's no point of going on extreme deficits. You need to make sure you start on a higher calorie deficit. If you are a person who's actually, for example, a foodie, so being on high calorie deficit ain't going to be the best method for you because you love food. So what you must do is, like if it's pizzas or burgers you like, we will create you the burgers within like under certain calories and just have that. Not just have the burgers you usually have, because the usually burgers you have like have a lot of calories, and it's not the best option for you to go ahead. Um, Considering like each person. So you must always understand, short and sweet is the fact that you have one life to live. Like think about it this way, you have one life to live and you can't actually suffer and get to your goal. You must make sure you enjoy the process and get to your goal. That's our method, because it has to be fun. If it's not fun, there's no like enjoyment. So you must make sure, like just one other example I can say is the fact that you can't be too hard on yourself. So stop going on extreme deficits, because that's not going to actually help you. So one of the examples I can say with my fitness journey would be like the biggest mistake I did was in 2017 and 2018. So that was actually I finished the competition, and once the competition was over, I had 15 to 20 donuts, and that was not the best way to go ahead. And Ashan, you can actually talk about since I was actually a competitor, I actually went back on track. But if it was a normal person, it wouldn't have been like that. They actually make that actually like permanently. Like they might
Yeah.
do it like on a permanent basis, right? So one of the things I actually listened to, like a recent podcast, like Brian Mark, he actually said like he actually did a competition, and what he did like after the competition was he actually had a lot of sushis, a lot of things, and he actually hated himself, and it took him like few days to recover from that. So we had that experience in India. So Ashan, stage is yours. You can actually speak about your experience of with regards to fasting you had, and also the experience of like how you actually managed like after the competition and how you actually regretted
Yeah.
doing that, like binging after the competition. So uh, I'm pretty sure like I might not end up doing that like in the future. I will not end up doing that in the future, because this prep I'm having is actually more than a year long,
Yeah.
and I'm hungry as ever, because the fact that the person who competed in 2016 to 2019, I have this many medals, but this time, but back in the day, I was working night shifts, I was working full time, and I was running a coaching business, and I was doing a lot of things. But right
Yeah.
now, I did not have time for a proper off season where I got rest. Now I'm like using the rest to my maximum capability and making sure I build solid muscles, because that's what I'm doing at this point, and it's been successfully working right now. So Ashan, like you're going through the same process because you're not working either, so that's actually helping you grow better, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'll actually bring in examples before I started competing and after I started competing.
yeah,
So let's talk about deep deficits. Before I started off training with you,
yeah,
you know, all I thought was starvation is the way to move forward. So I remember
yeah,
going into just one meal a day, and sometimes doing intermittent fasting and keto dieting on top of it. So I've done it all and I've screwed it up big time. So I remember, I mean, it's not that intermittent fasting or anything doesn't work. It's just that I did it too much. I might have only had like 700 calories throughout the day. And what I
yeah,
did was when I wake up at around 1:30 in the morning, I just go binge. That's what
Yes.
I do. I kept on eating, and then eventually it turns into a surplus, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Without even knowing. So this is what happened. That's why it was never sustainable, right?
Yes.
So that's the problem with deep deficits, right? And
Mm.
also post competition, what I did was, I thought that I can eat anything and still my condition would stay, right? So it is a mistake, as well as one of the biggest lessons as well, because right
Yes.
now I'm almost at my maintenance, and maybe a little bit higher than my maintenance.
Yeah.
Now actually I'm in good shape. I can see my striations in the body. Okay, so and also earlier this year I missed out on the meal plan a little bit, and I gained some weight, and I have lost all of it, and I'm in good shape now, and I'm getting stronger by the day. And
Yeah.
these are not by uh, bigger surpluses, or not by having larger deficits. It's just by being at the right spot for you. Okay,
Yes.
so your fat loss journey, your muscle gaining journey, first of all, I think we need to understand that it happens in the long run. Nothing is going to happen tomorrow.
Yes. Not tomorrow. It's not going to happen like tomorrow or day after. I think we lost Ashan for a bit. But either way, like we'll just keep this going. And in the moment,
Right,
so
right. I
okay,
think
he's back.
okay,
Okay, he's back.
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So I think everything has to be sustainable. Your fat loss,
Yeah.
okay, that shouldn't be a deep deficit. Okay, your surplus, it shouldn't be like 1,200, 2,000 calories, right? You should find that right spot. A place where you're getting stronger, as well as a point where you can enjoy your fitness journey. What's the point, if you feel shit at the end of the day by eating too much or eating way less? Okay, so these
Yes.
are two extremes, and right now I feel like I have
Reach the
gotten
point.
into that sweet spot, and
Yeah.
I feel good, and I have never been this ready for a competition before.
Yes. So one other thing, like I want to mention, is the fact that, like, if you actually saw my story in the morning, like to succeed, you must first improve, and to improve, you must first practice, and to practice, you must first learn. To learn, you must first fail, and to fail, you must first try. So try this method, even if you actually have done it in the past. Like, let's say you are, like, I understand the mindset of a person who's been in a body of over 100 kilos, but you must understand that going on an extreme deficit is not the solution, because I remember like talking to a person who actually said like he lost 70 kilos without drinking water, without eating, like doing nothing, and he gained that back like within few months. And I have actually seen examples like that. So those are not gonna actually work out. So it's only gonna be temporarily when you go extreme. So always make sure you enjoy the process. Find that sweet spot where you can enjoy life at the end of the day. So
Yeah,
think about it in that aspect. So that way you will actually make sure like you will get the results you want. Because at the end of the day, what matters is what you sustain, not what you gain for that period of time. That's not gonna work long. So that's one thing you must realize in your fitness journey. You should actually do. So that's it. The topic we actually discussed. So if you want to know the two methods we actually use, you can actually DM me, and I will actually get back to you on that. And if you've been on the 4-day challenge, you probably know by now because I did a live on it, and you can actually like watch that. If you've been on that challenge, if you missed the live, and that's it for today. And Ashan, thanks for joining in and dropping value and dropping your experience. And we actually did like gave away all the information you need. So hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys soon. Hopefully tomorrow or day after, or maybe next week. And if you guys want us to have any other topics you want to discuss with us about, you can actually let us know, and we will talk about it during on the live. So we thought of coming live on Facebook because we think like that's the best place we can actually connect with you guys. And yeah, so keep up the good work, and always make sure you enjoy the process before you go through like starvation or all these methods. That's not gonna work or sustain in the long run. So that's it. Have a great day, and hope you enjoy this. And I will see you guys soon. Asan signing
yes.
off. And, I will see you soon.